How you doing out there tonight? That's good. That's good. This is, when I was growing up, me and my dad used to go at it all the time. Over almost anything. But, I used to have really long hair, way down past my shoulders. I was 17 or 18. Oh man, he used to hate it. And we got to where we'd fight so much that I'd spend a lot of time out of the house. And in the summertime, it wasn't so bad, because it was warm and your friends were out. But in the winter, I remember standing downtown and it would get so cold. And when the wind would blow, I had this phone booth that I used to stand in. And I used to call my girl like for hours at a time, just talking to her all night long. And finally I'd get my nerve up to go home. And I'd stand there in the driveway and he'd be waiting for me in the kitchen. And I'd tuck my hair down on my collar and I'd walk in and he'd call me back to sit down with him. And the first thing he'd always ask me was, what did I think I was doing with myself? And the worst part about it was I could never explain it to him. I remember I got in a motorcycle accident once, and I was laid up in bed, and he had a barber come in and cut my hair. And man, I can remember telling him that I hated him, and that I would never ever forget it. And he used to tell me, man, I can't wait till the Army gets you. When the Army gets you, they're gonna make a man out of you. They're gonna cut all that hair off, and they'll make a man out of you. And this was in, I guess, '68, and there was a lot of guys from the neighborhood going to Vietnam. I remember the drummer in my first band coming over my house with his Marine uniform on, saying that he was going and that he didn't know where it was. And a lot of guys went, and a lot of guys didn't come back. And a lot that came back weren't the same anymore. And I remember the day I got my draft notice. I hid it from my folks. And 3 days before my physical, me and my friends went out and we stayed up all night. And we got on the bus to go that morning, man, we were all so scared. And I went and I failed. I came home. It's nothing to applaud about. But I remember coming home after I'd been gone for 3 days. And walking in the kitchen, and my mother and father were sitting there. My dad said, "Where you been?" I said, "I went to take my physical." He says, "What happened?" I said, "They didn't take me." And he said, "That's good." I come from down in the valley, where mister, when you're young, they bring you up to do just like you're just 17, we'd ride out of that valley down to where the fields were green. We'd go down to the river, into the river we'd dive. Oh, down to the river we'd ride. Then I got Mary pregnant, and man, that was all she wrote. And for my 19th birthday, I got a union card and a wedding coat. We went down to the courthouse, and the judge put it all to rest. Oh, wedding day smiles, no walk down the aisle, no flowers, no wedding dress. That night we went down to the river, into the river we died. Oh, down to the river we'd ride. Got a job working construction with a Johnstown company. But lately there ain't been much work on account of the economy. Now all them things that seem so important, oh mister, they just vanish right into the air. I just act like I don't remember, and Mary acts like she don't care. But I remember us riding in my brother's car, her body tan and wet down at the reservoir. That night on those banks I lie awake and pour close just to feel every breath she takes. Now those memories come back to haunt me. They haunt me like the curse. Is a dream a lie if it don't come true? Or is it something worse? It sends me down to the river. Oh, I know the river is dry. It sends me down to the river tonight. Oh, down to the river, my baby and I.
I come from down in the valley where mister, when you're young, they bring you up to do like your daddy done. Me and Mary, we met in high school when she was just 17. We'd ride out of that valley down to where the fields were green.
We go down to the river, and into the river we dive. Oh, down to the river we ride. Then I got Mary pregnant. all she wrote. And for my 19th birthday, I got a union card and a wedding coat. We went down to the courthouse, and the judge put it all to rest. No wedding day smiles, no walk down the aisle, no flowers, no wedding dress.
That night I think the biggest change on the river was I started the narrative writing, where I would inhabit a character with a very specific narrative story. I would sing in that voice, you know, a character that wasn't necessarily me, or it was partly me and partly other people. And so, of course, the river that was my touchstone for all of that writing that came later, where you simply step into a character's shoes and try to get your listeners to walk in those shoes for a while. The river was the key to the record, you know, and that was a throwback, as I've said, to older folk music and an older voice. It was a very adult voice. That was a political voice in the sense that it was dealing with the Carter recession and its effects on just working people. I got a job working construction for the Johnstown Company. Lately there ain't been much work on account of the economy. All those things that seem so important, they vanish right into the air. I act like I don't remember. Mary acts like she don't care. But I remember us driving in my brother's car, her body tan and wet down at the reservoir. At night on those banks I'd lie awake, for her close just to feel each breath she takes. How those memories come back to haunt me. Yeah, they haunt me like a curse. Is a dream alive that don't come true? Or is it something worse that sends me down to the river? Though I know the river is dry, sends me down to the river tonight. I think the I come from down in the valley, you know, then you're laying claim to that character's experience, and you're trying to do right by it as a songwriter, and you're taking the risk of singing in that voice. But that's the writer's job. Your job is to faithfully imagine the world and others' lives in a way that respects them, sort of honors them, and records them in your own way, somewhat faithfully.